Hi everyone, hope you've been doing well. We had such a great time today thanks to the podcast. Getting ready for the episode was honestly super healing.
Oh, that's right. Our topic is BTS. As an army, it's been such a joyful time.
Exactly. Chanyoung, you felt the same way, right?
Yes, I really thought BTS's universe is so intricately crafted. Especially some albums incorporate philosophy from Jung, Hesse, and Nietzsche. The fun of finding hidden hints in their music videos helped me get over the frustration of replaying those boy group MVs over and over again.
So Chanyoung really got into the philosophical aspect.
Exactly. So, in today's podcast, we'll dive into BTS, including the philosophy and their universe that Chanyeong got fascinated by. We are going to make you all fans. Okay, so first, let's talk about how BTS became famous.
I think one of the biggest reasons is how they well use social media. For example, they started posting video on YouTube all the way back in 2012. That's actually before they even debuted in 2013. They were already promoting themselves by uploading video of the members, like self-cam, singing clips, and dance performances.
Yeah, exactly. And back then, most other entertainment companies were focusing more on TV shows than YouTube. But BTS didn't really get a lot of chances to appear on TV, so they decided to put their energy into YouTube instead.
Right, and that actually turned out to be a great move because it helps them get noticed by international fans too. Thanks to YouTube, people from all over the world started to discover BTS. Plus, they were smart about using Twitter, well, X now. They didn't just share clips for their broadcast, they also posted about their daily lives, which made them feel more relatable and approachable. Fun fact, BTS was the first Korean account to hit 10 million followers on Twitter.
Wow.
Is that incredible?
It is. Not only Twitter, but BTS also made great use of an app called VLive, where they did live broadcasts and even created their own variety shows, continuously communicating with their fans.
Also, BTS is really famous for their music too, right?
That's right. BTS is truly passionate about their music.
Yeah.
While most other artists debut with songs created entirely by their agencies, BTS focuses more on shaping their own music before their debut. The company actually trained them in songwriting and producing during their training days because they wanted to develop them as real artists. Instead of just singing about love, BTS songs often talk about youth and its struggle, so their fans could really relate to them. In fact, a lot of fans have said that when they were struggling with thoughts of giving up on life, BTS's music gave them a courage to keep going. That's how powerful their music is.
Honestly, their success is amazing. I mean, BTS wasn't from one of the big entertainment companies. Plus, they didn't even have foreign members, so it must have been harder to attract international fans.
But I really believe it was their sincerity that touches people's heart. They endured such a tall training life and so much criticism debuting, and they poured their blood, sweat, and tears into their performances. When you watch BTS on stage, you can see their sharp choreography, the energy in their dancing, and their genuinely happy expressions. I think all of that comes from their deep passion for performing.
Right, then let's talk about the BTS universe, what we call BU. Are you guys know about BU well?
You mean BTS universe? A little bit. I love the albums from a unified universe.
Right, I like the main storyline. The main character Seokjin is constantly going back to the past and trying to make their members happy. How meticulous it is.
It's good to hear that we own about it. But did you know that one of the albums in their worldview was made based on the novel we all know?
Really?
It's the second full-length album, Wings, which is based on Damien. Youth, conflict, and growth are the main keywords. It consists of 50 songs, including the title track Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and 7 solo songs by each member that tell their own story.
Wow, that would be the album with the most songs.
But what is the content of Damien that you say was using wings?
For example, during the last part of Blood, Sweat and Tears music video, Jean kisses the devil. It reminds me of Sinclair kissing the Damien at the end of the novel because Damien's etymology is demon. Sinclair is the main character of the book.
Wow, I always wonder what was the meaning of the part.
Let's get deeper into it. There's actually a lot to talk about it if we include the songs and its lyrics, but for the sake of time, we'll focus on the 7 short films. Each film used some of the members' personal songs as background music and focused on describing their personal narrative.
I'm so excited. Then let's start.
Oh, I almost forgot. Each video starts with a narration and passage in the novel by RM, but I won't mention it all. Also, there are lots of features that we can't explain, so I recommend you guys watch the video yourself. The first film begins start with narrating the villains of day and night, 2 different worlds coming from the 2 opposite poles, mingling during this time. The novel also begins by saying that the world is divided into good and evil.
What does the following whistling means?
Probably the whistle of the bullet who belongs to the evil world. He used it to call Sinclair. The sound means that Jungkook, the main character of this MV, stepped into the evil world.
And does the burning piano means that the good childhood is over? Suga's childhood dreams was to be a pianist. So piano is a symbol of childhood in other albums.
That's right. And there's a picture. This portrait is Jungkook because of earrings, but also Suga because he's bleeding from his left eye. It reminds me of the scenes in the novel where Sinclair draws a picture and says, "It looks like his face and also Damien's face." It means we have to accept the evil and demon inside us.
But the picture springs with the sound of deep water.
The Suga, Damien died in subconscious, and true growth has begun. Just like the last scenes of the novel, when Damien left and became Sinclair himself, he grew up. Let's move on. Can you tell me 2 things that interested you in the second film, Lie?
First of all, there is an apple inside the card that Jimin ate. It's like the fruit of evil. Oh, Sinclair also entered the world of evil by lying that he stole the apple. Oh, in many ways, it goes well with the title.
I think the framing of Eden in the snowfield, which looks innocent, means that his good childhood is over because of the lie and the apples.
Exactly. The boy in the water is similar with Sinclair's analogy of his wandering as being swept away by a river. Also, the boy seems to be trapped by the apple he ate, or the egg. The third short film, Stigma, begins with V drawing Abraxas on the wall.
What's that?
In simple terms, it's a good God that combines good and evil, the final state that we have to be. And V kills his father just as Sinclair dreamed of killing his father, which represents good.
I know, it's because he has to protect his brother from domestic violence, right? I saw the story in another album.
You're probably right. Also, the important point is that he calls someone in the phone booth but doesn't answer. We'll talk about it later. The fifth film, Reflection, shows RM getting a tattoo of a bird in a container and drinking it with alcohol.
Wait, what about fourth?
It's not that important to understand the whole story. Anyways, in the novel, Sinclair also dreams of eating a bird. Bird means the one who is struggling to fly to Abraxas trying to grow. It means that RM's real growth is about to start.
Oh, and he runs to answer V's phone calling Stigma, but he doesn't end up picking up. What does that mean?
It's a scene that is deeply related to the main theme of the album. It's a message that you have to grow up on your own, just like Damien didn't answer Sinclair when he was going through the hardest time. It has to be the bird that breaks the egg of the world. In the sixth film, Mama, the main point is Eden. When J-Hope sees Eden outside the window, he gets excited, but when he opens the door, he realizes that it's just a painting. Nevertheless, he smiles.
He doesn't want the world of his childhood anymore. The world only good exists.
That's right, it's the integration of good and evil. The final film, Awake, begins by narrating the most famous sentences in the novel. The bird flies its way out of the egg. The egg is the world. Who would be born must first destroy a world. The bird flies to God. that God's name is Abraxas.
Jin tries to take a picture of the white lily with his camera, the object that represents him in BU. But he fails because the candle goes out. It means he can't keep his innocence anymore.
Later, he burns the lily to show that he's voluntarily abandoned his innocence.
At that moment, the door opens and he sees the bird and the painting in a room full of Abraxas wallpaper. The message is that his hardship have only just begun and that he must now truly grow. It's almost like Sinclair felt the same way near the end of the book.
This is crazy. How did they create such an intricate world?
I've only explained about 70% of the relationship between the Wings and Damien right now, but also there are so many points in Wings that connected to the original BU.
I think I can explain that. For example, there's a scene where he's looking at a burning piano. He has a narrative that he dreams of being a pianist as a child, which he actually was. But in the worldview, his mother set herself on fire for some reason, and he was later accused by the world of killing her. So his dreams were destroyed. Of course, this is something that it resolved in the album a long time later.
And so the song Yoongi's son is Wings was Stigma?
That's right. Also, Hoseok has a storyline where he was abandoned by his mother and constantly craves maternal love. So in Wings, he sung Mama.
So in Wings, the metaphors of the original BU and Damian and the actual BTS member story are all merged together. Isn't it amazing? I
Yeah.
think the fourth narration of the short film represents what BTS wanted to tell us. Listen, there are numerous ways in which God can make us lonely and lead us back to ourselves. This is the way He dealt with me at the time. In the end, we have to face our own problems. Throughout this research, I understood why BTS is called as a humanities idol, unlike other male idols. While others sing shallow love songs, BTS sing deep topics such as youth, growing pains, and selfhood that everyone has to think about once in their life.
Yeah, there's a reason why ARMYs are so crazy about BU. Okay, and did you know BTS even visited the White House?
That was such a powerful moment. Seeing a Korean group speak in Korean at the White House was so moving.
Oh yeah, exactly. They met the President John Biden to discuss anti-Asian hate crimes and made a statement in Korean in the press briefing room. They also launched the Love Myself campaign with UNICEF to end violence against children. They donated 5 million won, and all proceeds from albums and merchandise went toward the cause. This message resonated with fans and inspired similar campaigns worldwide.
It's amazing how fans continue those efforts. It really feels like love is spreading everywhere.
And we can't leave out the fan group ARMY. They even formed a global micro donation group called One in on ARMY in 2015, which has donated over 1.2 billion KRW to date.
There are donation projects for every member's birthday. Jin's fans support animal shelters, Orion's fans plant trees, Jimin's fans organize blood donation drives.
Their fans donate lunchboxes to hospital in Daegu and even made donations to the UN to mark the release of Streetlight.
As you can see, BTS influence goes far beyond music. Their impact leads to real social change, making them not just artists, but culture and ambassadors for Korea on the world stage.
Honestly, I think BTS helped the world learn about Korea. No exaggeration.
Totally agree. Today's story really touched me. BTS didn't rise to the top just because they are good looking or talented. It's their sincerity, their message, and their efforts to make the world better that got them here, along with their amazing fans army. And that's what makes this culture so beautiful.
Right, their global influence through music and kindness is truly impressive.
Now I can really see why BTS is world class, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's all try to share a bit of positive influence in our own way. We will be back next time with more warm and meaningful stories. See See
See you next time.
Bye.